One of my favorite Anthony Greene related type moments is when a screenshot of you in the virtual basement game
Oh,
kind of emerged. And
yeah.
there, I mean, people who were familiar with you were like, "That's badass. That looks like him." And other people were like, "Man, they're going full on with like customization and all this stuff. Like, that's awesome." And then like people were like, "Oh, that's him," and it looks just like him. There's no face scans. There's nothing like that. It's completely like done by hand. It's got the
Yeah.
jacket. It's got the fanny pack. It's got the sunglasses. It's got the headband. It's even got the hair. Please explain to me like how this came together for you.
So he randomly, his name's Ashton, a
Mm-hmm.
real cool guy, virtual basement. Check it out on Twitter. He messaged me out of the blue, and I was just like, "Who is this guy? Why does he have this blue check mark on his Twitter account?" And we just got back and forth talking. I don't think I'm better than anybody to not respond to
Yeah.
someone on Twitter, unless you're like a real jerk. So I'm just back and forth with him, and he's telling me he saw me wrestle at Chaotic, and he was a big fan of mine, and he's reached out to these other people. He wants to produce this wrestling video game. I told him it was cool. We ended up in a text group at one point. It was me, him, and Enzo Amore, which I was like, oh, Enzo's on board, so this must be pretty legit.
He's
And
actively
I end
recruiting
up,
people. Like he went overseas and was like the people on the tour were like, "Yeah, Enzo talked me into signing up for this game."
so finally I'm like, all right, like let's meet up, man. You live in New Hampshire. It's only it's a state over. It was like an hour and a half drive for me, and I was already like around the area. So it was like a 30-minute drive, then I just had to drive home. And I met his wife, I met his kid. Like he's super cool guy. He showed me his office. He showed me his whiteboard with all the plans, and he said, "Listen, I'm not trying to make money off this game. This is a passion project for me. I've always loved professional wrestling. I basically got into making video games, like video game software, because I want to make a wrestling game, and I wanted to build a name for myself, which he did with a game called the Mean Greens, I believe. It's basically like I would compare it to Halo, but you're
Yeah.
a little green army man,
Oh
like
yeah.
the little. So
As we film this, I think they're releasing it August 4th, which this interview may come out after that, well after that. But I'm pumped for that game. I straight up told them like, "Hey, give me information. Give me." I was asking them, "Give me a code for the game, please. Like, I want to play this game."
So he asked me if I was interested. I looked through the agreement and everything, and it doesn't stop me from doing anything else in my life or in wrestling or character wise. So he was so passionate about it that I'm so passionate about professional wrestling. I felt for him, so I was all in on the idea. And he's continuing to reach out to new people. I'm seeing all like the sculpts he's making. He had this awesome song made for me that I don't think's been heard at all yet, other than from him and I, and maybe some other people he sent it to. And I just thought it was very cool. And another thing, I was the first person actually to be announced for it, which is a pretty good feeling, especially when you have Enzo Amore and you have Matt Seidel and whoever else is announced for it. That I was like the first guy he chose to put out there.
I thought that was a good move because I mean you're a colorful personality, and no disrespect to anybody that just goes out there and wears black tights, trunks, and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
showing you showed a wide array. It was a visual appeal type of thing. Like there was a lot of familiarity and a lot of like, okay, this looks cool. This character looks cool. Let's
Yeah.
see what this is about. And they've just unraveled an insane roster of late. What other type of, I don't know if it's input, so to speak, but what type of feedback do you provide them, or do you have to send them images, anything like that?
So I sent him photos of my boots, all sides, front, back, sideways, top, bottom, everything they wanted. Same thing with my gear, my jacket, my logo. I had to do head scans, forward, sideways. By head scans, I mean took a
Picture, yeah.
photo, yeah. So and then like did it with hair up and hair down,
Oh,
so
cool.
they could get like what my shape is, which is like is round. I was told I have a very nicely shaped head and like good
It's a
jawline.
great compliment to have.
So, did all that, and then I just sent him some promo photos to get like physique and my golden tan and how I like it to be presented. Other than that, that was really it. Yeah, that was really it for that stuff. When it comes to like input, he asked me like a few ideas for like the names of the game, or like he had the list on the whiteboard like 4-sided ring, 6-sided ring, maybe an 8-sided cage to make it, you know, like unique and be able to do like an MMA style thing. And it reminded me a lot of like Fire Pro in the sense where he wants you to be able to build your own ring however you want. So if you want a 4-sided ring with like the New Japan style long pads, and you want your apron to be this color, but you want this to be that color, you can enter in your own logos. And his idea is to make the game like DLC based, where there'll only be one game ever produced, and he's just going to continually make the game evolve, no pun intended. But yeah, always add stuff in to make it more unique and make it like no other wrestling video game.
I think that's the way to go. I mean, WWE is not putting out a game this year because their last effort fell short. UFC, 2.5 years between games because they go so DLC heavy. I think even Madden or NBA 2K, stuff like that, they could just do roster updates and the like. And I know that even the character, like the character list, is going to be largely based on your own drawing power because you get paid based on how often you're downloaded. Leon St. Giovanni told me a funny story about how he got his model sent to him, and he said the creator sent him a nude model of himself, and he was like, "How did you get my ass right?" Did you get a nude model of yourself?
I did not. I was fully geared up when I got mine.
I was like, I hope he's not doing this for everybody. I hope this was like a one-time thing.
I actually think, oddly enough, I think he sent me a nude one of somebody else.
Probably LSG.
It was not LSG.
Oh my God.
It was like action figure nude, though.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Of course.
Ken doll style.
Oh, amazing. That is amazing.